Pyre. Yeah, sorry about that. Kind of had some brief hiccups on my side. Anyway, this is Pyre, believe it or not. The sort of, I want to say it's a decent indie game, because it definitely is. Oh. Okay. Anyway, this is just kind of explain and show you all the little stuff that you can actually do in Pyre. You can actually activate all this stuff if you want to. You all do little things like 50% more stamina for your adversaries. If you prevail, you get more enlightenment. Enlightenment is basically like XP growth and all that stuff, but I'm not worried about any of that. Seeing as all this stuff seems to be kind of late game. Yeah, I just hit continue story, but I already personally have completed the game. And yeah, let's actually get right into this and kind of talk about what the strengths and weaknesses are of Pyre.
Upon the fall of Solium, dear reader.
Yeah, this is the last.
Hear me for one last time.
Yeah, well.
For soon the few remain leaving
We'll
you
jump out of here before it really gets into too many story beats real quick. But this will just show you guys how Pyre really does play and the coolness of how Pyre plays.
The rabble that you roused here in the Commonwealth shall be put down. The exiles whom you liberated, all shall fall in line. But first, let us get on with this last liberation rite. You face none other than yourselves.
Okay.
Each so unlike the glorious
the story in this game is actually really decent. It's some of the really good storylines in some of the indie games. Like, of all the indie games I've played, I'd say this is probably one of the best storylines I've played. Where it's more about how I want to actually see how all this stuff plays out. I'm going to skip past here so I don't really spoil too much story here. And yeah, let's get right into the...
One final opportunity for salvation. Too bad for the rest of you.
Yeah, this isn't really good representation of this. No, I want to go to versus mode. Alright. Choose your exiles. Yeah. This is probably better to actually show. Let's go for... You're gonna set your music right here. The versus mode is really nice, and you actually get quite a few people to actually choose from. And there's a lot of good and bad things. Like, the good part about this game is the story is awesome. It is one of the best stories I have ever played.
Exiles.
The bad thing
to the pit of Melith. Have you the fortitude required to prevail?
Is that this game kind of lacks a little bit in variety, for one. Now, let me explain before anybody jumps on me about lacking variety. What the heck do you mean by that? Well, let me explain. Variety in this game isn't nearly as
who shall strive for freedom
versatile as some games. Like, as you can see, you can select from a whole bunch of stuff when you actually put on talismans. They all have their individual talismans that can go on right to their guys. Like, just literally go to every single person, throw on their specialized talisman that only they can equip, if you so choose to. And we're just gonna like speed this up right here. I think could choose manly. We'll choose him.
Wolfred.
Choose Samantha. Fine. She actually has a really good talisman. If I can figure out where it is. Actually, instead I'll choose and then we'll go to this guy. And equip him with that other ring.
Sir Gilman. Begin.
This is essentially how the whole game is played right here. Oh. Where it's just 3-on-3, you can only control one at a time. That's the same that goes for your enemies as well. They can only have one enemy going at a time.
Seemingly unfair.
Then you have to douse your opponent's pyre. It's one of the most basic things to do, I'd say, in most games.
Banished.
Oh, wow. Occasionally, you don't have to sacrifice yourself. As you see, it was sort of a 2-on-3 situation. Sometimes you don't necessarily have to have it like that.
None left unscathed.
Yeah, really gifted enemies can actually, like, speed around you. They can do all sorts of nasty stuff to you.
Good.
Sir Gilman
plunges into the fire.
And see, this is really fun. It's a huge dedication to how stuff works in this game. That's the reason why it ends up being so fun. It's a really good basics to it.
Her wings have served her true.
It's just really simple gameplay that's really super fun.
A mere attempt. Headlong goes Sir Gilman into
I like it, and it's a dang good game. The problem is that, as you can kind of see, stuff gets a little repetitive. There's a little bit of balancing issues, just some strategies. Like if you get a big fast guy, it could just go really, it can get really, really bad really, really quick for a lot of different enemies.
Quite a close call there, no?
Oh my goodness.
A nearly negligible effort.
And the enemy does give out some of, it's pretty decent. The enemy's not completely useless.
One careless step. And it is done.
It's done very quickly.
The night wings
prevail. As you can see,
it's
kind of hard to have running commentary and play this game. However, this is an isolated instance review, so we kind of got to actually get to explaining what the problems are with this game. As you can see. Just little neat little things that you can actually like check out, that you can like roll over and observe, be like, oh, this is the Nightwings, this is Sir Gilman, and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. It's just little stuff like that that's cool. The main story, if I can actually load up my first saves and actually get down to that, which I don't think I can, it's gonna let me do. But the main story is pretty decent. It basically just follows the Nightwings from essentially the bottom to the top, which is not really too surprising. We'll go ahead and choose a new save slot. This new save slot's gonna be nice and easy. Just start us from the beginning. And then we can actually get into, like, what I mean by variety problems. And what I mean by variety problems is that this game is beautiful. Make no mistake, this game is beautiful. It functions perfectly, and for $20, it's a damn good game. It is a damn good game, but it has problems with its variety. It has problems with the fact that what you saw, that 3-on-3 sort of mode right there, that's the only sort of thing that you're going to end up doing throughout the entire game. And it can be very annoying. It can get very annoying very quickly. Now, as you can see, whenever stuff actually glows like this, you can hover over it. If there's new information, you can actually like hover over it again, which I think is pretty decent for that. Like, it's pretty decent to actually see stuff like this. Now, the issues I end up having will be like the guy's portraits right here rarely change. Just they kind of bounce back and forth. See, I kind of like this as well. You can actually choose who you're going to be as the reader, what gender you're going to be. It has nothing to do with the story, but it's just a little tick that makes it kind of cool, and that's the kind of the downside. Is that if you guys don't know, these guys are the same guys that did Bastion, and these guys are the same guys that did Transistor, Supergiant, and these guys do not release DLC. If they have released DLC, I don't know it. I have never run into DLC where these guys have released it. And this is all cool and everything. You get to meet Jadoriel, Headwind, and Ruski. Ruski Greenville. Remain quiet. And this actually kind of has sort of a cool little thing to it too. You can actually mess around with stuff. You can run around, click stuff. It's got kind of almost wake up, wake up. And there's a straight book. Alright. As you can see, the graphics on it are amazing. It's picturesque. It looks like it could literally be a freaking actual like oil painting with almost half of its stuff right there. I don't like just this right here, this whole little wagon area. I would love to have that as a screen server. It is that good. That being said, it only has one game mode. The maps it has try to add some variety to it, and they do in small ways, but nothing dynamic. There's only like a few things at ground level that allow you to do anything. It doesn't allow you to jump up to second levels. It doesn't allow you to... No ability allows you to go underground. Sir Gilman, the guy I was playing with, he actually has a very, very bad ability where you can't necessarily use his... He can't fling his aura. Instead, he can only zip back to the area that he's been. But his aura is literally already there. So it starts to create a bit of an issue where it's like... It's a decent game.
The one way to return to glory.
And this guy, like all the voice acting that is actually in the game from this guy is very good. And he's the only one that actually really speaks in the game.
To inform you anyhow.
But everybody else kind of speaks in this pseudo language right here. And again, I don't mind that. But as you can see, it doesn't really change much. Like how they're sitting over there talking, like the expressions that they end up having, they don't change. It's very, very low cost for the game that they have, which isn't half the problem. I get why they do it, and I understand that, but it just kind of is.
Exiles conduct the rites as a triumvirate, or they must prove their trust in one another.
To be perfectly honest, though,
just in themselves. The three
that
must
explains
act
this.
as one.
To be perfectly honest, though,
now
it
plunge
could
into
be
the
worse.
pyre with the orb and be purified.
Like, for $20,
yes,
this game
the
is a
exiled
steal
Vildario has
for
the way of
$20.
it. Whoever steps into the flame is banished for a time.
Yeah, until the
His or her cohorts must make do on their own.
But yeah, that's
but
essentially
it is
Pyre
not
right
so
there.
simple.
I don't think I really need to get too
In the
grand
ranks you
into
shall
this.
face adversaries
It
whose
explains
own
itself
freedom
rather
is at
nicely.
stake. Beware the aura that surrounds them, as they shall beware yours. The aura is your wrongdoing. Accept it as a part of you.
Yeah, a lot of
Cast your aura like a stone. Correctly done.
Yeah. Again, circle works differently for all creatures. Like,
Again,
sometimes
just so.
pressing circle, like I said,
glorious
like Sir Gilman,
performance, I
he'll just
admit.
race back to where he came from.
More than I
And that is
expected from the
not
likes of
good,
you.
because like most of his stuff is literally
Grasp
based
the
around.
orb once more.
His entire thing is based around the fact
The orb
of
absorbs the aura, then the orb quenches the flame.
oh, that guy's dead.
Now I say jump. Leap with all your strength.
And you can jump and you can do all sorts of nifty stuff, and it's pretty decent, and I like it, and
Now
it's fun.
snuff out the adversary's pyre whilst yours yet burns. Beyonders vanished to the last. Glorious.
And yeah, for $20, I'd say that it's not necessarily a steal for $20, but it is more than good enough for $20. It's definitely a good game. I definitely would recommend this game.
Edwin
So,
doused the adversary's flames.
I'd say it actually justifies its price. At $20, I would buy this game again.
Another
I
banishment.
said it fits. Maneuver it.
Banishment for all. United in banishment. The
There we
right
go.
is complete.
So yes,
There, dear reader.
ultimately, I say
Now
this is a
you
pretty decent
understand.
game. It's got some flaws
Or
when it comes
do
down
you?
to the fact that it
This
doesn't
was
have
but
any
a glimpse
online
of
play.
that
It does
which
have
lies ahead.
localized play.
I
It
would
does
tell you to
obviously
turn
have
back.
CPU play,
Cast
but
down your hope.
it just lacks
all
variety.
those
And
such
if they
as
came out with
you,
DLC for it tomorrow,
You never
a lot of what
listen.
I would have to complain about would kind of go out the window. I would pay another $10 for this game, honestly. For if they added in some online play, they added in some variety, they played around with how the rights worked a little bit, like if they added in some like verticalness to their maps, like you can jump up, you can go down, you can go side to side, some stuff that adds in a little bit of extra dimension to it, I definitely would recommend this game more than any other game out there. That being said, for what it is not a bad game. I think everyone that plays this game would have a lot of fun with it. So I really recommend it. That being said, I'm Wolfio207, and I'll see you guys in the next Isolated Instance review. Hopefully it might be a different review. It might be something different. But for right now, just Isolated Instance review. Take it easy, guys.